The stage is set and, yes, the stage will be crowded on Sunday afternoon at the Clark Sports Center when the newest 6 members are welcomed into the Baseball Hall of Fame at Cooperstown, NY. The inductees are Vladimir Guerrero, Trevor Hoffman, Jim Thome and Chipper Jones, voted in by the baseball writers, plus Jack Morris and Alan Trammell, chosen by the Veterans Committee from the modern era. The sky was the limit for Vladimir Guerrero from the day he first arrived on the Montreal Expos radar in the Dominican. Jose Almarin, all-sport file photo, recognized as the sports hall with the toughest standards. This marks the first year since 1971 with 6 additions and the first since 1955 with 6 living inductees. Heading the class of 2018 is Guerrero. The right-handed hitting outfielder is the last of the great Montreal Expos, establishing himself prior to the franchise's move to Washington following the 2004 season. From the moment when a 16-year-old Guerrero pulled up at an Expos tryout camp in the Dominican Republic in 1993, riding on the back of his friend's moped, his arm, power, ability to hit bad pitches and smile became legendary among Canadian baseball fans. Article continued. Bella's profile in the Expos farm system for 3 seasons was raised, and his inevitable ascent to the majors accelerated by the influence and life lessons of mentor and manager Felipe Alou. Alou, the first Dominican-born player in Major League Baseball in the late 1950s, protected and corrected his prized pupil, who already possessed one of the greatest throwing arms of his generation from right field, and had the ability to hit any pitch in or out of the strike zone, making it impossible to pitch around him or take a traditional approach to getting him out. Guerrero, who broke in with the Expos late in the 1996 season at the age of 21, is one of just 5 major leaguers to hit more than 400 home runs while striking out fewer than 1,000 times. That exclusive list of players with elite power and bat control also includes Stan Musial, Ted Williams, Lou Gehrig and Mel Ott. Despite the fact Vlad has chosen to be inducted wearing an Angels hat, he will be cheered on by a large contingent of fans from Canada that made the journey by car and bus to tiny Cooperstown, a sparkling gem on the shores of Otsego Lake. Guerrero, now 43, dazzled for 16 Major League seasons with the Expos, Angels, Rangers and Orioles. He was selected for 9 All-Star games, won 8 Silver Sluggers, was voted the American League MVP in 2004 as a member of the Angels and had a pair of 30-homer, 30-steal seasons. A nice touch for Canadian fans is that Guerrero's 19-year-old son, top Blue Jays prospect Vlad Jr., is with him in Cooperstown, signaling a passing of the torch from the last great Expos start to perhaps the next great Blue Jay. Vlad Jr. joined his father after a 4-hour drive from Manchester, New Hampshire, and will continue west after Sunday's ceremony, making another 4-hour trip to Buffalo, where he will join the AAA Bisons on Tuesday, the next step on his way to the majors. Morris represents another Hall of Fame connection to Canadian baseball. The gritty right-hander played 19 seasons with the Tigers, Twins, Blue Jays and Indians, and was a member of 4 World Series winners including 1992 and 1993 with the Jays. Article continued. Bella's personal career highlight was a 10-inning complete game for the Twins against the Braves in a Game 7 victory in the 1991 World Series. Morris made 14 opening day starts and dominated the decade of the 80s with 162 wins and 2,445 innings. Joining former teammate Morris in the Hall is shortstop Trammell, the heart and soul of the 1984 Detroit Tigers' run to a World Series win over the San Diego Padres in 1984. Trammell played 20 years, all with the Tigers, and hit .300 7 times with 6 All-Star and odds, 4 Gold Gloves and 3 Silver Sluggers. Third baseman Jones is yet another inductee from the dominant Braves teams of the 1990 and 2000s. Joining him on stage for induction Sunday will be his former manager Bobby Cox, plus pitchers Greg Maddox, Tom Glavine and John Smoltz. Jones played all 19 of his seasons with the Braves and won his only World Series in his rookie year against the Indians, in 1995. His teams went to the postseason 13 times. Jones is just the second #1 draft pick 1990 to be voted into the Hall. The other, Ken Griffey Jr., chosen by the Mariners in 1987, Homie played 22 Major League seasons and ended his career with 612 home runs, 8th on the all-time list. He spent the majority of his time with the Indians, but also played for the Phillies, White Sox, Dodgers, Twins and O's. The third baseman, first baseman, DH posted 9 100 RBI seasons and had 6 seasons, in which he combined 40 or more homers with at least 100 RBIs and 100-plus walks. Only Babe Ruth and Barry Bonds had more seasons of 40, 100, 100. Hoffman played 18 seasons with the Marlins, Padres and Brewers. He will wear San Diego colors in Cooperstown. The right-hander was the first reliever to reach 500 and 600 saves. He ranks second all-time with 601, behind only future Hall of Fame closer Mariano Rivera of the Yankees. A 7-time All-Star, Hoffman had 9 seasons with 40-plus saves, tied with Rivera. With 6 new members, the ranks of the Baseball Hall of Fame, established in 1939, swelled to 323 elected honorees, 226 players, 30 executives, 35 Negro Leagues representatives, 22 managers and 10 umpires. Highlighting the 2019 ballot will be first-time candidate Roy Halladay and 5 players selected on at least 50% of the ballots in 2018, Bonds, Edgar Martinez, Mike Mussina, Roger Clemens and Curt Schilling. Richard Griffin is a sports columnist based in Toronto. Follow him on Twitter, @GriffinStar.